What is up, guys, and welcome back to Forest Green Career Mode. This is episode number 5. Once again, of course, the road to glory for the team that just got promoted into the Skybet League 2, or whatever the league is, I don't know at this point. It continues on. Now that we are some ways into the season, I guess you could say, it is now time to put our heads down and focus on all those games, not worrying about wages, not trying not to worry about player morale, but just focusing on the wins that come our way, the hopeful wins that come our way, should I say, because this episode was a little bit tougher than most for some reason. The team just seemed to have its problems. No injuries, just problems, and you're seeing it here early on against Coventry as we almost give up a goal there. How Jones missed that one is completely beyond me. You're going to see it here on the replay. He's in so much space, he's got such a nice angle to put that in the back of the net, and he stuffs the opportunity to do so. But yes, we were playing Coventry here, away at home, and they were tough customers, gotta be honest. You're gonna see here though, James opens up the scoring finally, still kind of early on, and already we've got 2 highlights for you. But James opens up the scoring on that left wing he played, ran in with so much space as well. The keeper kinda could have done better, but it is a very awkward angle to try and save it from as well. Look at all that space he's left in. The fullback is nowhere to be seen, not even being marked as he was making his run past the defenders, and that makes it a very easy 1-0. Coventry quick to fight back, and it was Jones who once again misses his easy opportunities. 2 from 2 now, I think it was. Not, Laird basically let him go. It was poor marking from Laird, and he should have done way better, and he didn't, and as a result of that, it remained 1-0. Now you see Brown here making an incredible run, almost scoring. Marsh Brown gets the rebound. It gets deflected a little bit. It gets, and they went out for a corner. Nothing came of it, but thankfully we held on to that 1-0 win. Coventry's defense was sound after that goal. Their attack, though, was criminally weak. To be fair, how they didn't score from all the opportunities they had is completely beyond me, but we started this episode off with a win, how we like it, how we always want it to go. And then we move on to the next game, a simmed game here against Stevenage. I believe I simmed this one because Stevenage was some ways down in the league, so my mindset was a fairly easy win for us, shouldn't be too difficult, but of course, as it proves to be, it's always a little bit difficult, and of course, as it happens when you sim games, for some reason your defenders get on the score sheet for whatever reason, but there we go. It was still 1-0 for some time. Didn't look like it was going to be 2-1 until the saviour himself, Ben Brayton, knocked it in. 2-1, thank you very much. Another 3 points for us, and another 3 points to celebrate as well, as we continue our fight up on the top of the league to try and of course get promotion out of this league as quick as possible. Then we had Morecambe at home, who I believe were chilling in about 14th, 15th. I can't remember the table from the last episode already, but they were some ways down the table, and we had a huge advantage on them. As you saw, we were first in the league heading into this one, so theoretically shouldn't have been any problems at all, but it was anything but, to be fair. Morecambe were pressing us right from the start, and you see here in the 7th minute, oh, they've taken the lead. It was a nice goal, to be fair. I don't know who it is, but he found a gap in the defence, and maybe there should have been better defending there to stop him, but we'll take a look at this now. It's played in. There's a lovely gap there where I believe that is Bennett. Should have done way better than what he did. And, oh no, it's not Bennett. It's that guy we brought in with that terrible rating. But anyway, we are continuing on here. Still early days. Still 1-0 down. Figueroa, though, will get his second goal for the club, blasting it into the top left corner to equalise it. We only spent 10 minutes on the back foot, and the crowd is very happy about that one here. The fans up on their feet. Look at that. It's a nice pass across the box by James. Arguably, with so many defenders in the box, they should have been able to stop that one, but they didn't. And we go into half-time 1, or maybe not, because Oliver breaks through again, and he gets an incredibly lucky header to make it 2-1 and send them into the break, 1 up on us. Take a look at this. How I can't remember the shitty defender's name, but how Bagayoko there did absolutely nothing to stop him is beyond me, and he just goes in the back of the net very, very slowly. It was almost gut-wrenching to see, but Ben Brayton decided, you know what, I've got this in the bag. I know what I need to do here, and he so nearly pulled it off. It was an incredible run by him, and it was just that final shot the crucial part of it all that he couldn't deliver on. Had a lovely space, and usually for Brereton, that can be a goal, but it wasn't to be. We progress on your 62nd minute. Laird and Chumacero linking up well with some passes there. Chumacero with a lot of space to run into. He sees the time. He's got the time! And he's got an incredible goal to equalise the game. Holy cow. I bought Chumacero to be a strong midfielder to stop defenders from, to stop attackers even from breaking us down. But no, Chumacero's going around there breaking defenders down. How he pulled that shot off and how he pulled that goal off is mesmerising. Look at all that space he's got. The back line kind of retreating into the box, and it gives Chumacero almost a free rein of goal, and it flies past the keeper. He just basically watches it trail in, and it's the midfielders who we signed, I think it was 2 episodes ago now, who are making the difference in this one, as they're the ones with the goals. But it didn't last too much longer. Maybe Yorson from such an awkward angle in the 86th minute practically sealed the game for Morecambe. It was an incredible goal to bring us back into it, but for whatever reason, we just could not fend off Morecambe's attack. Oliver doesn't get the hat-trick, but it is still 3 almost questionable goals being let in. Once more, Bagayoko can be at fault there, but the real problem came all the way back at Bennett running out to that left flank, meaning there were 2 people trying to mark the winger, and then that forced Bagayoko to run into that central spot, and he just didn't know what he was doing there. There was so many defenders around that player and just not marking those who can make a run into the box. Bagayoko kind of a fault, should have done better, but also the centre backs, especially Bennett, can be pinned the blame for that one. Collins was just caught out at a really awkward angle, to be fair. It was going to be so difficult to save that one, but it was an unfortunate loss, and I don't want to spend the rest of the episode obviously sitting here complaining about it. We've got to move on. It's the FA Cup, and it's a really nice graphic for Forest Green Rovers. I don't know, that green in the FA Cup thing, it just looks really nice. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to try and get further into the FA Cup, and to do that we got to go through Luton Town, and it's Jean Carlos who gets the ball early on here. An absolutely mesmerising run from Jean Carlos, and he opens up the scoring. It's such a beautiful ball into him as well. Everything just clicked in that moment, and the man who we signed, I believe it was episode 2 maybe, has another goal to his name. That ball in, I don't know who it was in by, but it's absolutely incredible. Obviously the fullback should have done way better, but Jean Carlos able to kind of use his taller frame to just kind of push him off, and then a free runner goal. 1-0, thank you very much. Luton now have to try and bounce back from it, and it took them until the end of the first half to try and get something going here, to try and get something incredible going in front of goals, and it's just what they needed. It's the equalising goal. Raya there equalising it for them. And it was a nice tap-in for them, but once again, problems in the defence being shown, as you can see here. So let's keep an eye on Reyes. He's on the left side, and that's Figuera marking him. Laird is playing in the centre there for whatever reason. It was a very dodgy goal to give up. Something's going wrong with those defenders, and I don't know what. But take a look at this. Brown, beautiful ball into Brereton. 2-1. You want to talk about problems in the defence? They were caught napping by Ben Brereton and Reece Brown. What an assist by Brown. What a first touch by Brereton to knock that one into the back of the net. It is a thing of beauty to witness. 2-1 up. The keeper, he could have saved that, truth be told. He just chose not to, and Daddy ProJaked very, very happy with that one. 2-1 up now. It's only a few minutes later. We're only in the 50th minute, and we're having another attack on goal here. Brown with plenty of time whips the ball into a practically unmarked Ben Brereton to get his double almost as quickly as he scored his first goal. 5 minutes between them. Brown and Brereton becoming a great duo there. Brown on that right wing, that right flank even, smashing in those balls. Brereton able to just put them away with ease. Lovely curl on that header as well to make it 3-1, and it's late on here. Theoretically, this game is all done, all sealed, but huge mistakes in the defence are made, and they get so lucky on the rebound there. Figuera, I think that is, just standing around watching as the ball goes in on the rebound. It's 3-2, and they celebrate it like it's the tying goal for some reason, but that's just FIFA AI being FIFA AI. But you're going to see how lucky they get here. I mean, it's bad enough that they got the shot in the first place. I don't know what Ikaviti's doing there. He's just sliding around. And then there's just a huge gap for that guy to just walk into and tap it in. Very frustrating, and it's only a few minutes later. It's the 86th minute now, and they're putting together a nice passing play here. Gaps in the defense once more. Laird can't catch up with his man. It hits the bar, but it comes back on another rebound, and it's headed in for 3-all. With 10 minutes left, we choke away a 3-1 lead. And we draw now 3-all. And of course, with it being the early stages of the FA Cup, this isn't going to go to extra time. It'll be a replay unless we can quickly do something about it. It's a really nice pass-up play, to be fair. Got the defence totally off guard. Bagayoko arguably could have stuck a leg out there and stopped that one. But, yeah. We blew a 3-1 lead with 10 minutes to go. And we have to play a replay against Luton in the FA Cup now if we want to progress. Talk about a bit of a joke, to be fair. A bit of a joke performance. That was it right there. We just... I don't know. I'm mesmerized by it. Absolutely disgusting that happened. We couldn't dwell on it. It's the FA Cup at the end of the day. It's not a cup that's crucial to us, but it's a cup that could give us a little bit of money come January way. Because obviously, there are some things we need to fix in that team. And unfortunately, I didn't show the lineup because I managed to skip through on an accident. But there it is for you. As you can see, a very different lineup than usual. Because Mullings wanted to run out. Brereton was exhausted and I wasn't going to play Deutsch or whatever, however you pronounce his name. And goal up front even. But Mullings gets us a penalty here. Against Crawley. Are we playing Crawley? I don't even know we're playing in this one. I think it is Crawley. We get a penalty. Reece Brown steps up to give us the lead just before half-time. And he whiffs it. It's a weak penalty. He didn't really show much confidence in it. And it just disappears, really. It was weak. This entire game was weak, to be fair. You seeing it here. Why is Dale Bennett playing right back again? Bagayoko does a good job to intercept it, but look at how easily he gives up the ball. Very questionable performance this episode by Bagayoko. Laird, as a result of it, had to come in and play centre-back, and he left that side of the box completely empty for a really nice little chip goal to give Crawley the late lead in this game. I'm surprised it took until the 82nd minute for a goal, but yes, that was the case. It took that long for anyone to score. Look at all the space he's got. Runs in. Collins is caught at a really awkward angle. Kind of tough to save it. And we lose another game. And I think, don't quote me on it, but I think it's the first game in the League 2 anyway, where we haven't scored a goal. So that made it even worse, especially with the fact that even though he was kind of exhausted, Ben Brereton came on in the final moments to try and be the difference maker. We end off this episode here with that replay in the FA Cup against Luton. We're at home now, and it's Jean Carlos open up the scoring early on, getting us a nice 1-0 lead there. Just what I like to see. Can we hold on to it here and go on into the next round of the FA Cup? Bagayoko picks up a little bit of an injury. It was only for a few days, so there was nothing to worry about there after the game. They equalise it a 1-all. It looks as if we're going into extra time, and indeed we do. Can anything happen here to stop us from going to penalties? We're waiting patiently. Marsh Brown scores, but it's an equaliser, but it's okay because we win 4-3 on penalties. Imagine what those last few minutes of the FA Cup, imagine what that actual game would have been like in those last 6 or so minutes. Would have been absolutely incredible to witness, but there you go. There's the table. We're a point behind the men, the team even, we just knocked out. It is very close in the top 10 right now, to be fair, in the League 2. And I think there's got to be a time where we're going to make some separation to those guys outside of the playoffs and try and gain on Luton and eventually fly past them. That'll end this episode, Cream Mode, though. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the next upload. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.